11,
11,
10,
10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7,
7,
6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
showtime.
Hey my loves, hey my loves, hey my loves, hey my loves. Welcome to a Saturn Day edition of Cruising with Tara. Riding with Tara. Conscious streaming with Tara as she moves through the momentums of time. No, I'm just joking. None of those names are really like my thing, but maybe I'll make a thing. And also I want to make an intro, so if I have one by this recording, just know that was something that I manifested into matter. And if not, just know that it will happen soon. It will soon occur. But okay, anyway. So, oh my goodness, loves. Inside after inside after inside after influx after influx after influx after influx. And I am feeling the Aquarian season has entered me. So just know that's there and that's a factor in all of this. But aside from that, my lovelies, my lovely light beings, so much has happened. Just like, it's just so crazy. And I know everybody feels this way because we all have our different things that we're dealing with and the things that are moving through our now currents and the momentums of our tides. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's just like how we sum up existence itself. But yeah, so after having a conversation, like connecting with my mother, my mom, my dad, and my sister, which I have a brother too, by the way. But we were all just kind of like conversing and stuff, and we got on the topic of that infamous thing that I don't even want to talk about, that thing that people put inside your body that like they do, like animals do it too. It's just like a thing that people do. Some people do. But yeah, we started talking about that. And when we got on that topic, it led into a whole wormhole of my once before family that had suggested that they would never do such a thing. That is my mom and dad, of course. And funny enough, my sister, the one that I would imagine would do such a thing, she's completely like, no, I'm not doing that at all. And then my family, funny enough, my parents are opposite, and they are saying that they are going to do it. And I'm just like, whoa. So, funny little story that I don't really share that often currently because I'm in a transitional state of like relocation and like just figuring out my life path of where I want to go next. So I don't really want to have a solid like stature of a structure in which like I call my own personal like home right now, because I don't know where that is. Like, so funny enough, I'm staying with my parents, the two beings that said that they plan on getting this said vaccination. So even though like I live on a whole other side of the house and I don't really like, we barely intersect, even though I'm not against it, or you know, like connecting and doing more things with them. It's just we're on a completely different waves, and I love that, and that's okay because we love each other, and that's how family is. Like, we don't have to be on the same page to love each other. That unconditional love that will always coexist. So okay, with that being said, I did not have my center balance core intact at that moment, and I completely like just like went. I went, guys. I went. I was just like, you're doing that? Pretty much it got to the point of me like leaving the situation, having to go back to return something that I had taken by accident, and at that point I'm in tears because of the thought. And this is me my whole life, by the way, like always so passionate about something, and I'm trying to actually like convert that passion into just an action, a form of being able to show, instead of being like my emotional is the reason of the pull. Instead, I want to actually have the proof to be able to show you like, here's why you shouldn't. Not that you shouldn't do something, but here is why maybe it would be best to implement some studies and some research and some outside sources than the typical standard societal programming that we choose to partake in, some of us, which is where they get their sources from. And I'm completely okay with that because that's what they do, and I love them. Like I said before, no disregard to their beliefs, because I feel like everyone has them, and that is a beautiful thing, because what else would we do if we didn't all have something to believe in? So, okay, now my eye contact goes focusing back on the road because I am driving, and now I'm actually around people. But okay, so needless to say, my little breakdown of me losing my composure a bit and falling off of my center to be able to be pulled into an emotional wave, which also is not a bad thing, like I said before. It's a current, and whenever you emit a higher currency, it makes people start to listen too, because they're like, well, why does this person have this passion for this? Why does this person care? But the thing is always coming back to the balance of the middle ground, to be able to see from each perspective instead of only seeing from your own, but at the same time accepting the other's perspective, to be able to take it into your wholeness and be able to identify why the root is causing that viewpoint to be seen the way that it is being seen. Not so much that it's wrong or that it's right or that you are wrong or that you're right, but instead broadening the horizons of the structure of our minds to be able to cognitively coexist with one another without feeling the need to enrage our feelings and project them onto another. But okay, so in that moment though, like I was mentioning, because I keep having to go back to that because I got into a mode where I was very like, too much. But like I said, that current was needed, and that current reality of that moment, some of that now. But I pretty much came back when I returned that thing I was saying I accidentally took. And I was just like, here's this. And I was like, I just want you all to know I'm in tears, keep in mind, because I had already started crying as I went and just like sat down by myself and just like grasped onto all that had happened. And so I go back and I'm just like, here's this. And I just want to tell you all collectively, I said this too. I was like, I just want to tell you all collectively that when I kill myself, just know I'm just following suit, because apparently we're all going to just do it some way or another. So I might as well just do it for myself, because I'm not taking a fucking vaccine, pretty much, in so many words. I didn't say those exact words actually, but yeah, pretty much I said that, and I'm just like, why did you say that to her? And then I'm crying, still keep in mind, and then my sister's like, I'm leaving, I'm gone, because that's life. That's life. Da-da. No, anyways. Okay. But yeah, so I'm just like, and then this is all after having a horrible falling out with my father not too long ago, right before the Guidestones, that I thought I was actually going to be kicked out of my home for. So instead of me like just trying to walk on eggshells, like I guess some typically would, I can't be anyone other than me. So that's a thing. And I was me still. And so my mom's over there like all like, you know, looking like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Because she's like thinking like, this is gonna blow up, another explosion. Why are we doing this? Why does Tara have all of these explosive behaviors? That's me. So pretty much, my sister's like, do you want to walk me out? My mom leaves. And then I'm left with just me and my dad. And then we actually like connect, we're good, like, because he understands, he sees it, like, at the same time of being like, you know, he's still on his stance, but we came to a middle ground to be able to just communicate, and that's the beauty of it all. Then of course, you know, I made my ends with everyone else and just like, you know, told them like, look, you know, we're level-headed people, let's just all pay attention to all of the information, not just certain sectors of it, to be able to have a really consciously formed belief of what we think is best to do for ourselves. And then from that point, we went on to find out it's not going to be until some other time, blah, 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 blah. It has to be this, this, and that, and all this. And it's like, whatever. And in this process, I had mentioned I was going to have to relocate everything. I mean, like, this was crazy. But at the same time, this is a great example, and why I've rambled on this far and told this story, of us all coming together and finding that middle ground. We don't have to be of the same frequency. We don't have to be of the same belief. We don't have to believe in the same things. And we don't have to stop being who we are by not expressing our emotions when they come. And whenever I went back and I was just like saying something real quick to both of my parents, actually, it was kind of like something we just like, it was nothing. Because it was just like, I hugged my mom, and you know, that was how I made my amends with her. I just gave her a little hug, and I was like, hey, I was like, I love you. I was like, let's just whatever, you know, and you know, kind of hash it out really quickly. And she made a comment. She was like, you just get so expressive or excited or something like that, some word of like expression, explosive, to some nature. And I was like, you know, I think it's just things that I have passion for. I have a lot of expression for, and it was a great ending. It was just like you know, like, let's seal this up, let's call it a day. This isn't a topic that we're going to talk about. It's touchy right now. It's a fresh wound, but at the same time, we have torn the Band-Aid off, and we've exposed what is what, and our sides and our views of what is what, and not even our sides and our views, but instead our intersected views. and our common like structure of where all of the consciousness is being formed from what we do believe. And I love that. I love that. I think that if we can learn how to do this as a form of expression for ourselves in society, and in meeting other people that we don't necessarily know, other people that are of different walks of lives, being able to just kind of like express that we're going to have different beliefs. We're going to have different structurized like concepts of what we think is right or what we think is wrong or what we think is this or what we think is that, because that is how we are consciously formed here. We are formed through a consciousness creation that has turned us into this matter of perceptual belief, of this construct in which we live inside, of this cellular structure. It's all down base to the core foundation of the inner workings of our cellular level, to the extremities of the solar system and all of its existence of matter and the dark of that matter and the existence of no matter, the zero, everything. It's all connected. So whenever we can live in the realization of more than just saying that it's all connected, but instead also portraying and being the essence of that as itself, of awareness of itself, that all of this, all of it is simply a matter of our man-made human consciousness that we have formed. The more that we come into tune with that and realize that what we are doing here does matter, but at the same time, being so tied to it isn't necessarily a way of being like that is going to progress you. Instead, once we let go of certain conceptualized beliefs, let go of certain foundations and structures that we have been fed to think is the only way of being and the only state of consciousness in which we can accept, when we open up to other people's points of view to actually see from their standpoint, instead of fighting their standpoint, we can unlock a whole portal within ourselves and upon others. And that, my loves, is creation of life force and life source. I love you so much. This is going to conclude this message, and I said that at 12:22 minutes. That's so cute. But this is going to conclude this message, this transmission on this Saturn day. I have enjoyed so much, so thoroughly communicating with you on this travel. I look forward to connecting soon. I thank you all so much for being here, and I thank you for your love and your support. If you enjoy my content, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe to my channel. Also, you can hit the notification bell if you so choose. But I love you. This is me. I come to you in the most raw form because that's all I know how to be. I don't really do a lot of editing. I don't really do a whole lot of like things to make my content any more than what it is, because I feel like it's not about the presentation of like being overpackaged. It's about the actual product in my world. So I'm a product of myself, and I hope to be able to be a gift to you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day.